Hi, I'm Lynette, aka London Makeup Artistry, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing you my favorite drugstore makeup products. If you like these types of videos, go ahead and hit the like button and consider subscribing because I make beauty related videos every Saturday here on my channel. Now, favorite drugstore makeup products. A couple of disclaimers. When I say drugstore products, I'm referring to products that are drugstore priced. There's one or two items here that you may not be able to find in the drugstore or any store for that matter. You may have to buy online. I know that they're not available. One in particular I know is not available in any stores, and another one I'm not able to find in any stores where I live. Everything else that I mentioned here today you can find at the drugstore, your local drugstore, or at Walmart, Target, or Ulta. And also, I'm not going to have a favorite product in every category that I'm going to present to you today, because if I can't call it my favorite, then I didn't even bother to include it. Alright, so let's get started. I'm going to be presenting the products in the order in which I beat my face. After washing and moisturizing my face, the first product I like to go in with is a primer. And I have oily skin, so a primer for me is necessary. It's not an option. And my favorite primer from the drugstore is actually not a primer. It is a product that Nikki Tutorials made famous here on YouTube a couple of years ago. And so you probably know what I'm about to show you, and it is the Nivea Men's Post Shave Balm for sensitive skin. This product is going to run you, depending on where you shop and where you live, anywhere from $5 to $6. I picked mine up from Walmart for about $6. And Nikki Tutorials discovered one day that this aftershave balm has silicone in it, which is used in a lot of makeup primers. So when she said it worked for her, I ran right on out to the store to try it because, hey, $6 for a primer. And it turns out it really does work. I do like it. I don't find there's any difference in the longevity of my makeup between when I'm wearing this or when I'm wearing my high-end primer. So it's a post-shave balm, and for sensitive skin, I haven't found that it's had any negative effect on my skin, and I have sensitive skin. And you get 3.3 fluid ounces, which is, look at the size of this bottle, which is a ton. And you don't need a lot. A little goes a long way. It does have a masculine cologne-ish smell to it, but it dissipates soon after you apply it, so you don't have to worry about walking around smelling like Old Spice or like your father or your grandfather. Okay, I like to put it all over my face. It becomes tacky, which is good because that's what's going to grab on and hold on to your foundation, which is going to help it stay on all day. Now, after priming my face, I will color. Sometimes I color correct. I don't always color correct, but when I do color correct, I use one product and one product only, and that is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is actually a corrector in the color orange. LA Girl does make other correctors in different colors depending on your skin tone. And orange, I find, is what helps cancel out the darkness under my eyes and darkness or hyperpigmentation around my mouth and acne scarring. So this a little bit goes a long way. You can find them between $3 to $4, $3 to $5. I picked mine. I used to buy mine online from eBay because they were not sold in stores near me, but I can now find them at CVS, and I end up paying, I think they're like $3.99, $4.99. It's a cream product. A little goes a long way because it's very pigmented, very orange, and if you use too much, it will show through your foundation. So I'm heavy-handed with everything. I have to remember to be light-handed with this, and I think this works great, and it's really cheap. So after color correcting, I then go in with my foundation, and there are a lot of, in my opinion, there are a lot of good drugstore foundations nowadays, and I have quite I like maybe 3 that I like to use from the drugstore, but this is a favorites video, so I'm going to just tell you my #1 favorite foundation from the drugstore, and that is from Maybelline, and it is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. matte and poreless. They do have one, I think, dewy one, but I have oily skin, so I need matte. And this one I find works wonderfully. I've been using it for years. It gives you a nice matte finish, not too matte, but a nice matte finish, and I find that it lasts all day long. And when I say all day, I mean at least 12 hours. When I wear my makeup to work Monday through Friday, I'm usually wearing makeup for approximately 10 to 12 hours. So when I say something is long wearing, I mean it's long wearing. And I have two here in two different shades. Maybelline came out with newer shades over the summer. And so during the winter time, I use 335, which is a little light for me. This is the color Classic Tan, which I find is a little light for me. So I might have to use a darker powder on top or mix it with a darker foundation. And then this is one of the new shades that they came out with over the summer. This is number 358 and Latte. I know the bottle looks like it has product in it, but it's virtually empty. I used this all summer long. This is a great foundation. So, and this one is going to run you, I'm looking at my little paper here because I wrote down prices. This one is going to run you about, well, it runs me about $6 to $7, depending on where I buy it. Maybe $8. So, but love it. I've been repurchasing this for years. Now, after foundation, I like to go in with concealer, and I like to use two different concealers, one under my eye to conceal and to highlight and brighten, and another one for my face. The one that I like to use under my eye also comes from Maybelline, and it's two different concealers, but from the same brand, and they are the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. This Maybelline Fit Me collection I really like. You will see as we go forward. And then there's the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin. So I like to use both of these because, as you can see, they're different colors. I find that the Fit Me concealer in the number 30 Cafe is closer to my skin tone, and this is what I use today. It's a liquid foundation. I like to use something a little more hydrating or moisturizing, for lack of better words, under my eye because I have wrinkles, and anything matte will emphasize the wrinkles. I try to stay with a cream. I don't bother with creams. Those crease, everything creases on me, by the way, but I like this foundation. This foundation is going to run you about $7 or $8. And then this is the Better Skin foundation. Do I have the price of this? Yes, this is about the same pricing. And this is in the color Deep. Yes, Maybelline considers this deep. Yeah, so I like to use both of them. I use this one to more conceal because it is closer matched to my skin tone, and this one to highlight and brighten because it is lighter. The two blend out beautifully, they work well together, and they stay on all day. Now for my face, I'm not too picky in terms of whether it has to be hydrating or not on my face. And my favorite, absolute favorite drugstore price concealer is the ColourPop concealers. If you've been on my channel before, you know this is my favorite. You can only purchase this online. This is going to run you $6, which is a great price. You don't get a lot of product though. And I run through these pretty quickly because I use them every day. And I use them in two different colors. This one is Deep Golden, which is a little lighter. And then I use the one Deep number 70, which matches me a little bit better. And depending on whether it's wintertime or summertime, or depending on what shade foundation I'm rocking that day, because sometimes I'm wearing one that's a little too light like today, or a little too dark, I will use one of the two of those in combination with one another to correct my imperfections and my hyperpigmentation. These dry down to a matte finish, which is great for my oily skin, and love, love, love these. After concealing, I like to powder my face because I'm oily and I must set everything with powder if it's going to last any length of time on my face. And I use two powders for that. Again, I'm not sure why, but I do. I use one powder to set my under eye concealer and another to set my face. So when it comes to setting my under eye concealer, I have found that I really like the RCMA No Color Powder. I don't know if you can find this in stores anywhere. I know I can't find it in any store here in New York that I know of. So I buy this online. I bought my first one from Beautylish, and then I bought this bottle and a backup from Camera Ready Cosmetics. And this powder, yes, it looks very white. I know. It was a little scary when I purchased it and tried it for the first time, but it really does work. It's $12, which is a little pricey, I guess, although drugstore makeup products are getting expensive. L'Oreal, I'm talking to you especially. But I find that this really works. You get 3 ounces, and as you can see, it's a ton of powder. And since I only use it for setting my under eye, this lasts me a really long time. I don't use it though in this container. Oops, see, I'm getting powder all over myself. Because the holes in it are so big. It looks like a spice container from the supermarket, but the holes are so big that I found that I ended up wasting a lot of the product. So I would just put it in an empty Laura Mercier translucent powder container, and I'm good to go. This will, it might, depending on how much you use, you might have a white cast initially, but if you use it very lightly, which I do, it definitely does brighten. And once I'm done with my face and I use my setting spray every day and everything, you don't see any whiteness, oh my God, under the eye whatsoever. It's very finely milled, and it disappears into the skin, and I love it. Now, after setting my concealer under the eye with the RCMA powder, then I set the rest of my face, and I used really one powder every single day for setting my face. I've been using it for years also, and it too also comes from Maybelline. And it comes from the Maybelline Fit Me line, and it is the Maybelline Fit Me powders. And you'll see I have 2 here. And you'll see that they're both, I've hit pan on both of them. These powders are going to run you anywhere from $6 to $8. And these are the powders I use every day. Although I have started using, Maybelline came out with a loose powder that I've been trying out. I'm wearing the loose powder today, but every day I typically wear these powders. And this, for the winter time, I wear it in the shade 355, which is coconut. And in case you think I'm lying to you, okay. And then in the summertime, I wear number 360 mocha. Yeah, I wore this all summer, as you can see. And it's really nice that I'm able, as a black woman, to find a face powder in the drugstore that I can wear in the summertime and in the wintertime. I mean, that's pretty damn dope. So, yay for Maybelline. Now, after setting my whole face with powder, I go in with an eyebrow pencil to do my brows. I use a pencil. I like to sharpen it. I don't have a lot of hairs, and I have my brows are tattooed on, so pomades and all that other stuff I don't fool with. I just use a regular old pencil, and the one that I use is from NYX. I use the shade 914, which is medium brown. And that's what I use today on my brows. That's what I use every day on my brows. I might mix it in with dark brown, which I think is 903 or 904. I might mix it in with espresso, which is what this color is. But it's always a NYX pencil. I've been using them for years. When I go, I buy these from Ulta, and you can pick these up for about $3.50. And when I go, I just buy the whole, whatever, all of the stock of medium brown, because I go through these really quickly. They're not very long. This one is fairly new, and so they're not very long, so I run through them very quickly. So when I go to Ulta, I just buy, if there's 4 or 5, 6, however many medium brown shades, medium brown pencils they have, I buy them. After eyebrows, come eyes. Now, I didn't include eyeshadows in this video because I just did a favorite eyeshadow palette video. If you missed it, I will link it here and in the description box below. During the week, I don't fool around with eyeshadow. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I just go in with the very basics, and that's eyeliner and mascara. Now, I don't have a favorite eyeliner from the drugstore. I just don't. Everything that I use on my lash line ends up, and I only use it on top. I don't typically put anything in my waterline during the week, and everything that I use tends to bleed down into my waterline or onto my lower lash line. I don't know why I have a watery waterline, so maybe that's why. I'm not sure, but currently I've been using a pencil from Wet n Wild and one from Rimmel, and they're both waterproof, and it doesn't matter, they always bleed. So I don't have a favorite, an absolute favorite eyeliner pencil, so I'm not going to talk anymore about that. But I do have a favorite mascara, and I've used a lots of mascaras from the drugstore. I really like high-end mascaras. I can name like 5 off the top of my head, high-end mascaras that I love, but I don't love paying high-end prices for them, because for me they just dry up after a couple of weeks, and I run out and buy another $24 to $27, $30 mascara. And so mascara is one makeup product that I like to save money on, and thankfully for me, I finally found a mascara from the drugstore that I really like, and I've tried so many and I didn't like them. This one is my absolute favorite, and when I can find it, this is the only one that I use from the drugstore, and it is from Rimmel, and it's the Rimmel Scandalize Retro Glam Mascara. They sell a lot of different ones. I bought this one when I couldn't find this one recently in any stores. I get this normally from Target, and it cost about $4. I didn't find this anywhere the last time I looked, so I bought this one. It's also from Rimmel, and it's also Scandalized, and this is the Curve Alert. This one, I hate it. All it did was clump up my lashes. Despise this. So this is my mascara. And it's the Retro Glam, and I like it. It reminds me of the Benefit Yes There Were Lashes mascara. It gives me volume, it gives me length, and I need both because I have struggle lashes. And it also sort of fans out. I used it today. It also kind of gives my lashes this winged out fanned effect, which also helps to widen my eyes and make them look bigger. And I really love this stuff. This is in Extreme Black number 3. Love it. All right, now after mascara, I'm trying to run through this because I know it's going to be a long video, so I'm trying to just crank them out and go quickly through them all. So after mascara, I go back to the face and apply contour, blush, highlight. So for contour, this is one of the products that is not available in stores. You can only find it online, and for now, and it is the contour powders from Makeup Geek, and I have 2 right here. And I just heard today that Makeup Geek is going to be available in stores. So I'm not sure what stores that has not been released yet, but that's pretty exciting because I like Makeup Geek and I like their contour powder. So it would be nice to be able to go to a store like maybe Target or Ulta or Sephora and pick it up as opposed to having to order everything online. So I buy them. I believe she sells them in compacts, but I buy them in the pans. These are going to cost you $10, but the pan, look how big. It's a pretty big pan. And I have 2 shades. She makes them in different undertones, light, medium, and dark, and then she'll have cool and warm. So these are a combination of the 2. This one here that I've hit pan on is complicated, and it is cool medium, and I find that this works well. They're all a little, maybe a little dark. These tend to lean towards a grayish undertone as opposed to a warm, like brown bronzer type undertones. So these are great for creating that shadow that you want to create for contouring your face. They're very pigmented, very pigmented. You only need a little bit, for real. And this one is in the color Half Hearted, and it is warm medium. Sometimes I'll mix the two. I'll typically though use Complicated by itself. $10 online, but I'm guessing soon to be in stores, so watch out for that. After contouring, I like to go in with blush. Usually I like to go in with highlight first, but we'll start with blush. And when it comes to blush from the drugstore, the e.l.f. blush palette. And I think this one is, yes, dark. I think they make a light and a medium. I'm not sure, but this is the dark palette. And I like that it's a palette. You get 4 shades with a huge mirror. And those are the shades. Now, they're all matte except for this one. It's matte, but it has like a little shimmer in it, gold flecks in it. And I don't like a shimmery blush, so I never really use that one. But the other 3 I do use, and I will often use this one alone or this one alone, or sometimes I may mix them together and use it. So very pigmented. Once again, a little goes a long way. $4.99 from Target, $6 if you buy it from e.l.f. After blush, I like to go in with my highlighter. When it comes to drugstore highlighters, I only use one, and it is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. And this is in the color Crown of My Canopy. And I love this color. I love the package. Well, I like this little, you can't see it now, there's a flower that was embossed in there. But this is a really, if you've been on my channel, you've seen this before. It's such a pretty shade. It blends into the skin beautifully, and you can pick it up from the drugstore for about $5. I bought mine from CVS, and I really have to check. I think they've also put out more shades. I really have to check and see. I haven't found them yet in my stores, but this is a really pretty powder. You can use it alone, beautiful. I used it today. I used it in combination with a cream highlighter, and it is the Fenty Matchstick in the shade Trippin', which is like a, I guess like a rose gold. It looks like it's got a little hint of orange. And then I placed the Wet n Wild powder highlighter on top, and it's beautiful. Now you can build it up if you want to glow to the gods. You can build it up. You can keep it subtle. I like a little more subtle. Some days I like to be seen from space, but most days I like it to be a little more subtle. And that's what I'm wearing today, and beautiful. Love, love, love this shade, and I really need to go and try to hunt down some others. After I have done all my face makeup, I will then go in with a spray. And honestly, when it comes to a setting spray to make my makeup last all day, to increase the longevity of the makeup, I use a high-end setting spray for that. But I do use other sprays to kind of bring down the powder. I use a lot of powder products on my face, and so a setting spray or a mist helps to kind of take away that powderiness. And there are 2 that I like. One is from NYX. They have 2. One in the dewy, which is this one, and then they have one for matte. Another one that I've begun using a little more recently is the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea to rejuvenate your face, even if you're not wearing makeup, to freshen it up. If it's looking dull, if it's looking very powdery or dry, you can use it before putting on any makeup. I use it after makeup. Sometimes I'll put it on like after I put all my powder products on, and before I finish my face, I might spritz some of this on, and it's cooling and it brings down the powder. And it does actually, this one does feel like my face feels a little tight afterwards, so maybe it does have some mattifying properties. I'm not sure, but I like it. $8 for both of these. After the whole face is done, it's down to the lips, and this is it. We're down to the end here, guys. Thank you for hanging on with me this long if you did. So for lips, I broke this down into lip liners, lipstick, liquid lipsticks, and lip gloss. All right, so lip liners, I don't have a favorite drugstore lip liner, so we're gonna bypass lip liners and I'm gonna go to lipsticks. And when it comes to regular lipsticks, I mean, there's a lot of good lipsticks in the drugstore. I just find that I really like Milani's, especially their matte lipsticks, which this is. They're very comfortable. They're matte, but they're very comfortable. They're not drying. They don't look cracked. They don't emphasize any lines in my lips. They apply really nicely. They're long wearing for a lipstick. And I find that Milani has really good shades for my skin tone, really good nude shades for my skin tone, which you can't always find in every brand, so I really appreciate that. This Milani lipstick is going to cost you anywhere from $6 to $8. Now, when it comes to liquid lipsticks, if you've been here before, this will be no surprise to you. My absolute favorite liquid lipstick from the drugstore is the Wet n Wild Catsuit liquid lipsticks, and this is one of my favorite colors, Rebel Rose. And it's a nice pinky nude for my skin tone. These are comfortable, long wearing, not very drying, and reapply very nicely. Just really, really like these. And these are going to run you, what, $5? $5 from the drug. Anywhere from $3 to $5 depending on where you live and where you shop, but inexpensive, can be beat. Can't be beat. And then finally for lip gloss, you know, if you've been here before, that I love my Sephora lip glosses and I always reach for those. But when I wore a drugstore lip gloss, it's not in the drugstore. It is in a store, not the drugstore though, but I still wanted to mention it, and it is from Victoria's Secrets. Victoria's Secrets sell lip glosses. I don't know if you know, and they're $7. And they're really nice. They're really nice. I like the applicator. It doesn't have a doe foot. You apply it directly to your lips. Many of them have shimmer in it. This one has shimmer in it. And they all have a flavor to them. So depending on the color and the name, this one is Cupcake. It has a little flavor. They smell nice. And it's really, really nice. They make your lips look wet. They're so shiny. Not very long wearing, you know, but beautiful. And a little story time. When I first met the hubster, I started wearing this lip gloss. A friend turned me onto this lip gloss, and to this day, like 11 and a half years later, that man still talks about that lip gloss that made my lips look so juicy and wet. So for my single ladies out there, you go into Victoria's Secret, you go in there to get some lingerie, you might want to pick up a couple of lip glosses. I'm just saying. All right, guys, that is it. I'm sorry this was a long video, but I had a lot of products to share with you. I hope you made it here to the end. If you did, you're the real MVP. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and let me know if you'd like to see any other favorite videos, and I will get those out to you. Also, consider subscribing because I do these types of videos, and along with other beauty related videos here on my channel every Saturday. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope to see you again next week. Until then, bye bye.